Hello, Kansas City. It's Carlos Vides with Mentes Innovadoras aquí por Televida, and I hope that you're having a great summer today and you're enjoying, you're staying safe. Really, that's what matters. If you plan on taking a trip and you want to drive to it, make sure that your cars are checked, your tires are good, your fluids are good, and you have all your documentation, including your driver license, including your insurance, and everything that you need in case you get stuck in the middle of nowhere. That is just the one little recommendation from your friend, Carlos Vides. Today, I want you to relax, take a seat, get maybe a piece of paper and a pen. Let's take some time, and the interview that I'm doing today is going to be with a very good friend, a role model in our community, a person that you can absolutely learn so much from it. And especially if you have a teenager girl at home, bring her out. Share this with her, because you're going to learn so much. And, we believe the United States, we always say land of the opportunity. So when I be talking to a lady whose family immigrated to United States, and now she's here to share with us a little bit about her, but also to share about all the things that she's doing in our local community for your kids, for our community. So therefore, with us today, I have the president, Cristo Rey's Kansas City High School, Claudia Meyer. Claudia, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be in your show today. It's a pleasure. I am honored to be here.
Well, it's definitely an honor for us to have you here today. And I tell you, here at Televida, when we have somebody like you, we really want to make sure that we take advantage of time. And
Absolutely.
we want to make sure that we get everything out of you, because you got to share a lot of good stuff with our
Absolutely.
audience.
I'm ready. Let's go. Viva Cristo Rey.
There we go. Yes. So, but before we move on, I want to learn a little bit about you. Who is Claudia? Who is Claudia Meyer?
Well, I am the president of Cristo Rey. I've been on the job for about a month now.
Isn't that exciting?
It's very exciting, very exciting. It's just a responsibility that I've been, trusted with, and that I take it to utmost respect. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I came to this country as an immigrant child, as you mentioned, at the age of 15. Several struggles, in regards to language and adapting to a new culture, but made it through. I have a huge passion for education, to making sure that I'm making an impact on my community and making it a better place. We want Kansas City to be the kind of place that we've all dreamed of. And being the president of Cristo Rey is the perfect opportunity to continue to make that huge impact in education that I've always
and absolutely, and working with the type of community you work with, because you guys are not like in the Johnson County area, right?
No,
you
absolutely
are in the local. Well, we sometimes call it the hood, the neighborhoods, the hoods,
yes.
right?
We are in downtown KC. We are in the heart of Kansas City, serving a very diverse community of low income and economic needs children, and making sure that they have the support of attending a private school education and being prepared for the college world.
Absolutely. And then talking about being an immigrant kid yourself, coming, mom and dad coming from a different country. How, you got here when you were almost 16?
I was actually traveling the day of my 15th birthday, October 14th.
So you didn't have a quinceañera?
I did not have a quinceañera. I did not, and I needed my quinceañera.
There we go.
Yes.
So you got to the United States. You didn't speak English. So how was that when you showed up to school the first day?
Frightening. It was very frightening. It was... I feel that because of that experience now, I understand what our kids go through. I understand what our parents go through. And it makes me very aware of the needs that they have. And I see every student that walks in through our doors as myself. And I see every parent that comes in for help as my parents, looking for assistance, looking for information, looking for support. And our mission is to be able to provide that nobody falls through the cracks. Coming to this country as an immigrant child at 15, learning the language was a barrier, and making sure that we meet the kids where they are is something that has always stuck with me as an educator. When I first came into the country, I was taking advanced classes of math and science in Brazil, and arriving here, I was assumed to be of lower just because of my accent, just because I did not speak the English. But numbers are numbers, and science is science, formula is formula. It took my freshman center that I attended at the time about 3 weeks to figure that out and start busing me for advanced classes to the high school. But that is one thing that I always keep in the back of my mind now as I'm running a school, as I'm a president of an organization like Cristo Rey Kansas City, is the fact that we meet kids where they are. We never make assumptions. We make sure that they are ready to go.
Yeah, but then that also comes with the opportunity that you allow them to present that to them. Because if you remember, when we were at the Hispanic Chamber event, when they were recognizing the Latinas, right?
Yes.
Remember that
beautiful night.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this lady, I forgot her name exactly, but she went to Harvard, and she was put back a couple years because they said that her education was, actually, she was never tested. She was just assumed and put in a lower level school.
It happens to so many of us, and this is what we're trying to minimize. No more of that. So let's make sure that we meet all of our children where they're at, that we understand where they're coming from, that we are providing those opportunities in the settings so they can be successful from the get-go, and that they feel like they belong, and that there's not a huge transition for them to feel like they're part of something. They all belong with us, and we want to make sure that that's the message that we initially send to all kids.
So your mom and dad, did they speak English when they got here? Or
They did not.
They also had to learn the language?
They had to learn. My dad spoke a very broken English, and he wanted to provide an opportunity for us to be exposed to a different culture and learn different things. And we are very thankful for that because, as we left our country looking for better opportunities, just like every other immigrant family, arriving here and being able to count on support of lots of people and and going through adversities too that we learned so much from. We want to make sure that our parents that come through our building meet their needs, that we meet their needs, that we are able to communicate with them, that we are able to empower them.
So I'm sorry.
No.
So you have people that meet them when they come there in their own language.
Yes.
Is it only Spanish, or you have other languages?
The majority of our families right now are Spanish-speaking families, Latinos. Yes.
So Cristo Rey, Kansas City High School, right? So it's fairly new.
Yes.
But it's making a difference.
Oh, 100%. We have we've been open since 2006, and we are sponsored by the Sisters of Charity of Leavenworth, which do a tremendous job at making sure that we stay connected with spirituality, with our faith-based high school, and they're huge components for providing this education for our students, to make sure that there is an impact in Kansas City, to make sure that there's an impact not only for the students, but for the families in the community.
That's fantastic. Yeah. But now, before we get so much into the high school, I want you to share a little bit, and for those of you up there paying attention to this, you've been in education for a while.
Yes. I have been in education for about 26 years now. Yes. It's been a little while. I'm telling my age here. But, I have served as a teacher, a classroom teacher. I have served as a school counselor, curriculum and instruction, an administrator, principal, and vice principal, and now as the president of Cristo Rey. So I have also served in all of those at every grade level. And I feel very blessed to be here today, currently working on my doctor's degree right now. And hopefully you'll get to finish that thesis here in about a year and a half and just be complete with that.
That is fantastic. Yes. And I want you to take a note. If you speak English or you're not understanding what we're saying, I hope there is a translation going on, but I want you to pay very close attention, because this is exactly what I'm talking about, the American dream. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. We come from different countries, different backgrounds, different levels of education. But we get to the United States and we cannot lose the hunger. We cannot lose the reason why we came to the United States. And if you were born here and you were lucky enough to be born in the United States, I say, then take advantage that you were born here and look for places where you can get good education. Cristo Rey, Kansas City High School is a private school. How do you guys get funded?
That's a great question. So Cristo Rey Kansas City High School is funded by donors and private donors. And we are so thankful for that, because otherwise we would not be able to support this great mission. everyone that has shared their gifts and talents with Cristo Rey is so important for our mission to continue, to keep the sustainability of our school, to make sure that we are moving forward and letting them know how grateful you are. We need others to join. We need corporate partners. Our corporate work study program as well is another part of the way that we fund our school. So it's really important to have all those corporate relationships, because they're offering not only a way to fund our school, but they're offering amazing experience for our students, getting out there into the workforce and understanding
So these corporates also not only help with money, but sometimes they offer programs in their very own company for the kids to go try it out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which, any company that participates with us, I see that as an emotional paycheck for their employees as well, because everyone wants to work for a company that is investing in their community, that is investing in their children, that is making a difference in the world. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did not know that. I thought it was just, here is the money and don't talk to me again.
Yes, we want the involvement. We want everybody, not only as corporate work study partners, not only as our donors, but also our mentors, or just tutors, and just being part of everyday life of our children.
That is amazing. That is actually a much better program, because I'm telling you, things like that make a big difference, because you give somebody money, the school gets the money and you guys invest it in the kids, right?
Absolutely.
And then the programs. But when you actually, as a company, take a group of kids and take it to your company and give them a visual what the real world look like and what they can achieve, they can stay in the school and become something bigger. And also maybe work for you. I don't know.
Absolutely. Several of our students do that, and then you get to share the culture that we have. You get to share, as a corporate partner, you get to see firsthand the work ethic of our kids. We get compliments all the time on how hard our kids work and how hard they try, because their hunger is alive.
Yeah.
They don't take that as a privilege. They take that as something that, an opportunity to grow.
Definitely an opportunity because
to grow.
when you are growing in a community that maybe the education is not as high, but you get good education where you can get out of there and go to a great university, come out of that university and be able to compete at a high level. Because remember what you said at the beginning, a few minutes ago, you said the teachers look at you as you come from Honduras, you're not going to be at a grade level that you can be at the American school level. So they put you back.
Right.
But then when you have a high education, you don't get judged that way. You just get put to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is, our alumni program. We have students right now all over the world and making a difference in everybody's lives that graduated from Cristo Rey and making a difference now, giving back to their community. For example, I can share with you, there's so many names that I can share with you, but if you look at our website for some really great inspiration, we are adding those names every single day. Let's take, for example, Davia Thornton. She is now at Cristo Rey, Kansas City, Dallas.
I get goosebumps.
And she is now a teacher, ELA teacher, giving back to the community. So there are so many of those amazing stories of our kids in all areas of the professional industries, and it's just amazing to see.
And now they are not only working, making a decent paycheck, but also they are making a difference, carrying on the torch.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What you guys have put in their mind, how to make a difference in the small communities.
Yes.
And that's thanks to you, the donors. Maybe we should ask for more.
Let's do it. Let's get more donors out there. It's an amazing feeling to be part of this mission and to be able to contribute to the betterment of our people, of our community, of our school, and really carry on the torch of this mission that is so important. Being able to provide that private school education to our kids, so they know that they are prepared for whatever it's taking them after.
Definitely. I was talking to somebody and he said, I'm looking for engineers. This guy has a technology company. And so he said, I wish I can recruit more Hispanics, more minorities into my company. And he said, sometimes it's hard, as much as I want to help, because they are not at to par. The education is not at the level where he wants them. And I imagine that you guys put all these things in these kids' brains to go out and compete and do good.
100%. Our kids this summer participated in a math camp through Park University. They also, we have a huge robotics program to really foster that STEM education, that science and math, and making sure that we are ready to compete and be available for the workforce. So to prepare our kids for the next level.
That is very cool. So do you guys also have programs where they can become also experts in public services and things like that?
Absolutely. We have an ambassador program in which our kids are trained to just walk our guests into our building, that way that they are participating in not only giving outside but giving in, and they can, there are several areas in which we can explore this, and we have explored, and making a difference, volunteering their time in the community services, and they have to have a certain number of community service hours in order to graduate from Crystal Lake High School, Kansas City, and really make an impact. And you see that through their community service hours. They are all over the Kansas City area.
Very cool. And the reason I asked this is because last night we were fortunate enough to get one of ours elected as a legislator.
Absolutely.
In our
so
local
proud.
county.
So proud of him. So proud.
So, those are the things that I look for our community to constantly keep doing, because these kids can make a big difference, and not so much only for our culture to look better, to be part of the system in the United States, but also to empower the generations to come.
Absolutely.
And eventually one day, just to be equal.
Absolutely. And empowerment. This is huge. Empowerment, knowing that, don't shy away from a challenge ever. I mean, make sure that you look a challenge dead in the eye and just say, I know that I'm going to struggle to this, but look for mentors. Look for people in your life that will provide you the support that you can get through certain things. Adversity is going to be there every single day, but we can get through this. Together we can get through this. Don't ever give up. Make sure that you're always focused. Yes, focus.
And hungry.
Focus and hungry. That's important. Never shy away from a challenge. That's the mission that and if you're looking for a mentor, if you can't find somebody in your life, come to me. We want to make sure that you are empowered, and then you know that you are enough, and that we are all growing, and that you have all the tools that it takes for you to be successful.
Is there any kind of parenting, mentoring, or parent-teacher time and all those type of things? Because one of the biggest fears a lot of times is, because us, we come here to work.
Yes, absolutely.
And some of us have 2 jobs.
Yes.
And work 14, 16 hours a day. And we have very little time to understand our kids. And that is a big mistake, by the way. Big mistake. Don't just focus on work. Focus on your family.
100%.
Because they are your future. Is there some kind of program in your school that you guys get the parents involved and make sure the parents understand the process their kids are going through and all those type of things?
100%. That is such a critical point, to make sure our Sisters of Charity Leavenworth really want to implement a new program in our school, a new calling really per se, and it's the integral ecology. And we are going to partner with the community and making sure that our parents have one night of educational night, making sure that they are coming in and really focusing on issues that not only school related, but also community related.
Correct.
We want to make sure that they have a voice in the system. We want to make sure that the impact starts right there, educating our parents, it's empowering our parents on how to, we can go from topics on how to talk to your teenager to human trafficking in the city.
Yes.
Just making sure that those topics are being talked about, that the resources are there available to our parents.
Yeah.
And we are going to implement that. We have been implementing that one night per month. We've called parents in, and this is how we gained our parents' trust. This is how we gain our community's trust and start making that difference.
That is very, very awesome, because, when you come with the low education, and I speak for myself, right? So come from Central America, Honduras. Education is very low, and we come to the United States with so much hopes for the American dream, right? But then we find ourselves working 14, 16, 7 days a week. And the kids are really pretty much up to the school system to deliver something.
Yes.
And we sometimes don't understand the needs. And also, we don't get involved because we don't understand the language at the school system, right? 1 and 2, they don't understand us, where we come from. right?
Okay.
They don't understand our way of thinking. They don't understand, why we do things sometimes the way we do. But then when you find somebody like your high school that has programs that take them and say, it's okay, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way before.
Yes.
Let me help you.
I've lived that life. So,
Yeah.
let me talk about my experience. Let me share my experiences. We have an amazing staff. We have such a wonderful, from our front office staff to our teachers to our custodial and maintenance staff, everyone buys into this mission, which creates such a great environment for the kids. And bridging that gap in language and communication and culture and understanding and being open to that is such a huge component of our school, which makes me very, very proud to carry on the mission as president.
Love it. Well, we're almost running out of time. I want you to know that. It's been like...
there's so much that I can tell you about Christoria. Yes, absolutely. We're going to have to set up another visit.
You bet. So we have been talking to the president, Cristo Rey, Kansas City High School. And it's a private school and it's 100% funded by private donors. Anybody, corporate America or anybody, if you have $10, bring it in. That's okay. It still helps. But also maybe you can volunteer and being part of the school and being in the programs and things like that, because these kids are always looking for mentors. The school has programs that need mentors, people that knows what's going on up there. They can come and make a difference in these high school kids. Before we go on, I always like to ask my guests for some kind of words of empowerment to, I don't know, who you picture. I want you to talk to these kids that are getting ready to go into college or maybe somewhere in the middle of college. What was like for you?
Absolutely. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. We talked about staying in focus, making sure that you don't shy away from a challenge. That continues to be my empowerment advice to you. Look for mentors. Look for people who will support you and be very open with you so that you can grow, that you know that sometimes the adversities are going to come in your life, but you can get through them. So my best empowerment advice to you is continue to face your challenges, continue to acknowledge them, continue to look for mentors, and know that if you stay focused, you will accomplish all your goals.
I like that.
Yeah.
Staying focused. And remember what that means. Write it down. Write down what you want. I always say myself, 5 things that make a difference in your world. One is have some kind of faith. Pray. I don't know. Some of you don't believe in God, but if you do, take your time. 2, look at your family. Love your family. Be part of that family. If you're a teenager, go back to your mom and dad and ask questions. How they did it when they were kids. And you will find out. Or talk to a family that you like and become family with them. Make a family. That's how I did it. Also, don't forget to take care of your health. I always believe so much in taking good care of your health. Eat healthy, right?
Absolutely.
Sleep right.
Take care of yourself, 100%.
Sleep right, and don't pick up bad habits. If you don't need it, you never need a bad habit. Always look for people that's doing the good things. Pick from them. Put them in your habits. If you don't know what bad habit or a good habit looks like.
Yes, absolutely. Huge components of a healthy lifestyle. Huge components of a lifestyle.
And then there's another one. I want you to keep this in mind is always be hungry for knowledge. Never stop learning. Learn from people like Claudia.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, so much to learn. Never stop learning. If you're in high school right now, read books. Not only read the books at your high school level, but also read books out the outside world. Because the more you learn, the more powerful you become. Knowledge equals more than money. How about that? Then think about what your future is going to look like, what you want out of it, who you want to become, who you want to empower. You want to empower a community, group of people. I don't know who you want to make a difference with. But I say, whatever you are right now, don't sit there and cry and blame anybody. Look at you first, then look at other people and work on yourself. What else do you think we're missing?
I think you covered it all. It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't wait to come back and be able to share some more great stories about Cristo Rey Kansas City High School and the wonderful things that we're doing there. And
any other programs, anything that we are missing that will happen in the next 90 days, in the next 120 days during the fall or anything?
like I said, this is my first month in the job, so there's a lot of initiatives already in place. We want to continue to foster our AP classes to make sure that the rigor in our school and our academics continues to stay high. And with the support of all the teachers, the staff, and our board, we have an amazing board. The Sisters of Charity Leavenworth, our Crystal Ray Network, just to continue to just grow us. And I want to embark on that listening and learning journey with everyone and making sure that I am being a supportive president in taking and creating innovative ideas and thinking outside the box on how we can better help the community and our students.
Like it. Came out like you practiced it.
Oh, no, I didn't.
But she did it. It is all her heart. Well, I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, Carlos. I really appreciate this. Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, for those of you at home, I hope that you have learned something from Claudia Myers. She is the president of Cristo Rey Kansas City High School. Come and visit them. If you don't know where they are right here in Kansas City. Look them up. I'm sure they are in Facebook. I'm sure they're also in Google.
Yes,
you can find them everywhere. And if you have the heart to donate some money to them to continue going and continue growing these programs, let's do it. Let's do it together. All right? This is Carlos Vire with Innovative Minds here on Televida. I'll see you soon.